files up. So I've been working in the food system in the UK for quite some time now. And I had a business that was an FMCG business making peanut butter. And 5 years ago, I looked into where the provenance and traceability of my peanuts were coming from, and my manufacturer couldn't tell me. I was then starting to work within sustainability within that product, and moved further and further down the line to really understand what the issues were with the supply chain. And what I found was it's not certainly just the UK, it's global wide, that the supply chain is fractured in most countries, if not all countries. And it's skewed towards a agri-food system that is misbalanced towards or away from the farmers. So I've partnered with Leigh who you may know, who's based in Paris, and with Lloyd Duham, who's based in Florida, with his Urban Farmer SaaS. And we're looking at a test in this country of 67 million people in the UK, looking at customizing and updating traditional bricks and mortar green grocery that lives in Web3. And to put that more succinctly, is make farming secure, profitable, and cooler again. Now, the reason we say that, certainly in the UK, and again, it's not just an assumption from the farmers we have spoken to worldwide, that they do not have any kind of contractual or any firm contractual basis with any of their supermarket suppliers. That's one area. So we look towards a digital contract, profitable, because supermarket and buyers can just break their contract no sooner than they have ordered it. So farmers are not in a position or a strong position for negotiation. And cooler again is trying to bring a younger audience into the food system, not necessarily just in kitchens cooking the food, but across the whole supply chain. So the background that we have here is, again, we have 67 million citizens in the UK. An average grocery basket is £60. Of that we spend 205 billion annually in our grocery in this country. There are 16.5 million grocery transactions per day, and which equates to 6 billion grocery transactions per year. So there's a lot of movement within, as I'm sure we're all aware, within the food system, and certainly within the purchasing. So what we're looking to create, or our pledge rather, is addressing the dominance of supermarkets. Number 2 is transparent digital contracts. And number 3 is healthy, sustainable food justice, diverting away from ultra-processed foods. So what that will have as an impact for Cardano is, and something I was speaking with Lloyd and Leigh today, is transaction fees. So ultimately, within our software that we're working with Lloyd, it will be administration, i.e. for digital contracts. So when the farmers would use our product, they will have digital contracts which they can support and work with the buyers in the supermarkets, wholesalers. We are then looking towards surplus and deficit trading, and certainly in this country we've had quite a lot of precipitation in the fields, which means we've had so much flooding that we're losing crops right now. And farmers, again, we've spoken to, who have got contracts with supermarkets who couldn't supply all their produce, were then told to go and find their produce at a loss. So we're looking at how do we support the farmers, farmers support themselves with surplus and deficit trading. And then lastly, looking at customer retail loyalty program, again, which will form the basis of hourly, daily transaction fees on the Cardano blockchain. So the make, as we've called it, we're looking at make farming secure, profitable and cooler again, is to increase Cardano usage, attract a broader audience and establish it as a leading blockchain in green grocery food supply. And we hope that if we get to peak BOWERY-ocfug, we've made supply contracts fair and profitable, as we said, for the farmers. We've increased Cardano's user adoption and reinforced a local and sustainable food chain. So we believe that if we can create this in the UK as a test of 67 million people over our project of 4 to 6 months, it then gives us an opportunity to prove that the software that we have and the marketplace works. So that's what we're hoping to do. That's what we're hoping to get support from the community. Thank you.
Okay, Rupert, please. You didn't mention the title of your project.
So the title is BOWERY-ocfug. Now, why it's called that? I used to promote bands in London, and there is a venue called CBGB in New York, which is a very famous music venue, and it's based in the Bowery of New York. Bowery is a word in Dutch that means farm, and they have a acronym called OMFUG, which is other music for uplifting gormandizers. Ocfug for us is uplifting comestibles for other comestibles for uplifting gourmands. So we really are trying to promote the idea of fresh and nutritious food that you can get direct from the farmers. And the only way we can do that is to ensure that they have digital contracts. It's fair, it's profitable, and we can have a supply chain that will last and is regenerative. So that's the title, that's what we're doing. It's bringing culture into farming and farming into culture. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a very brilliant project, and I wish you all the best. Please, anybody have question for Rupert? No question means your presentation is on point.
Maybe.
And
So, thank you.
Oh, boss.
I think I have a question. I was trying to type it inside. I joined the breakout room late, so I just wanted to find out the number of milestones as well as the time duration of the project.
So we have 5 milestones, and the project is 6 months.
All right. That's cool. I'll check it. If you can have the link so that in the chat.
Of the project, yeah, I can find that for you in a moment.
All right,
Yeah.
that's fine.
So just to let you know on that is that Leigh is he was on Fund 11 was successful. He is finishing off his software at the moment, which will be September, which means when his is finishing off in September, ours is already being built. That will then link onto his software, and his software is based at the bringing the data that is currently on paper that the farmers per farm are collating, and it's not digital, so we can actually start to look at referencing over the next 3, 6, 9 years, certainly with climate change, how or what farmers are growing. So Leigh's piece of work is already in place. Again, as I say, we'll finish in September, and then we will then build on the top of that with the marketplace. But I'll bring that over to the chat room in a moment. So thank you.